So for our post-production process, usually
we organize it in days, so it's a little bit more manageable. And then I will slowly try to find out what can we cut away from 15, 20 minutes. I will try to cut it down to 5, 6 minutes, and then you will take the last bit and see where can we cut it.
We like to keep each segment, and when we talk about segment, kind of like each restaurant or location or food, to around 2 to 3 minutes. I know that most people on YouTube who are watching on their either phone or their laptop, you sometimes skip. You just want to see the next like food, like what's there. Like I do it too, so like I understand. We want to make sure that it's jam-packed, it's intense, like a big flavor bomb when it comes to the videos, and to make sure that all the essence of it is there. So many of these spots are actually Michelin rated, and for the next 120 hours, I'm on a mission to eat through 50 of the most iconic street foods. Another thing I like to do in the editing process is really work with different angles first and flow. There's some cuts here where you can see it's really long, and then here it's like spots are actually Michelin rated, just very short and spiffy. I love a contrast, and that also works with speed. So if you see here, some are at like 800%, and then I go back to normal, and then 400, ramp it up, slow it down. And I like a contrast of things. I think it makes it a much more visually enticing video, especially in the intro. I like to call it like the fan edit of like the videos for food, like of K-pop idols, and that was actually something that I was very much inspired by for the intro part. We film in 60 frames for that reason, so that we have the option to be able to slow it down by 50% and it still doesn't look too choppy. Thai sock coffee is definitely not a drink name that you'll find in Starbucks, but it's an important part of Thai Chinese street coffee culture that dates back to the early 1900s. So this is the transition into the actual food scene. Usually I do have like a main A-cam where I explain it because I talk a lot about food, and all of this we have on file of me just talking into the camera, explaining what it is, but we did find it sometimes a little like off-putting. I don't know. Yeah. Because it felt a bit too long. And like, yeah, we can layer in the B-rolls and stuff, but I'm much stronger and I talk much faster when I'm doing voiceovers. So it's just a lot of facts, short, condensed, doesn't feel like a lecture. Now we kind of opt to do the more description of things in this way.
You can definitely be more concise. Like we can see now the voiceover here is 23 seconds. I remember the whole talking portion about just this coffee brewed in a sock was
the history behind it, because I nerd
like
out like
7-8 minutes of just you talking.
I geek out. Yeah. For the voiceover, I like to do it chronologically. Before, I kind of used to do like, okay, let's like finish the video like 70-80% holistically, and then like go from the very beginning, watch it again, and then do the voiceover. That was my initial approach, but it ended up taking so much time. Actually, it's much better if you just finish a section completely with music, sound, color grading, and then move on, because then you know that section is done and you can just cross it off. I think like there's no perfection when it comes to video editing. Like it's never going to be 100%, and at that point from like 90 to 100, it's your ego speaking. These are also going to be details that only you as a creator and probably also amongst peers are going to notice, but that's inevitable. But that's not your audience. Your audience wants to see more of you and more videos, and these little details, yeah, important, but permissible, I guess.